Okay, so it's about 8 a.m. Today I'm going to be doing a brisket. I'm not as experienced with the Akorn Grill, which I think is maybe to me why my videos might be a little helpful to some people, because I've been kind of going along trying to figure it out myself. Not how to use a charcoal grill, that I get, but really trying to balance out that temperature, light it so it comes up efficiently, and then obviously freezing the temp whenever I need to. So, what we're going to do this morning, take out the whole grill, and this is one thing I've sort of struggled with, has been starting the grill and getting it up to temperature efficiently without it getting run away. So there's actually a lot of articles about how Akorn can do that, and how some people have written, how you can get the temperature down. My goal is to get that temperature up, hit it, and then start to really close up those vents so that the temperature doesn't continue to rise, and you've got to be pretty strategic and timely about it. Okay, so let me just go over a couple things. First of all, I'm going to be putting my lump charcoal in here. I have some pecan wood chips right here that have been soaked, and I just put those in overnight and put them in the sink. And so that's pretty much what I'm building right now. Now, one of the things I have are these little wax strips. You can make these just by soaking newspaper that's folded up real tight in paraffin. I bought them one day because I knew I was coming home and I knew I was going to need something. There's also little wax cubes which work quite well. You just put them on the inside. As a matter of fact, I'm going to light one first before I put it in, because it's a pain to try and light once it's locked into the charcoal. Just let it go for a second. There we go, and that'll just... I really don't mind getting my hands dirty. I was just teasing before. And then I kind of build it up, try and do it in like a triangle formation. Other things I've used is I have used the one of those cylinder things and built it in there. The only thing is I don't think there's any really one right way to do it. And I did it this way yesterday, and the method worked really, really well. So I'm going to stick with that. Again, just kind of light it. And I'll just put it in a different area. Alright, so I'm going to let this go for about 15-20 minutes. Let you see my fire. This is what I built. And about 15-20 minutes I'm going to come out here and we're going to kind of spread them out and move forward from there. My fire. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the dampers up here on the top. And I'm going to open up the damper below so we can get some good oxygen going right through there, and that's really what's going to help to raise the temperature of the grill. One damper open, second damper open, and when I close that, that'll be just fine. One thing I forgot is I'm going to add these pecan lumps right into the fire, similar to as if they were charcoal, and those are just going to go ahead and create a great smoky flavor. So this is going to actually supplement the charcoal as well and get lit, and this is what's going to provide that smoky flavor of the food. Because the brisket really needs to go, it's going to take an hour to really get that temperature stabilized. I want it stabilized for a while, and then it's got to smoke out for, probably 8 hours, to really be cooked all the way through. So that's how I'm going to. So that's now what I have with the wood chunks. We're just going to let that roll for a little bit, and I'm actually going to close the hood. Remember, the dampers are open. And hopefully that will start to all light fairly effectively. This has already gone up way higher than I was thinking. That was only 10 minutes. This grill does not do that quite often. However, I've got a lot of stuff in there, so that might be why. So I'm actually going to back out some of that stuff Let's see if I can get it to cool down a little bit. Okay, so what's the strategy here? When you have a fire like that, here's the basic thing. I open it up, we're feeding it a ton of oxygen, it's actually going to spike quite high. So what I want to do is actually, I'm going to close the dampers off completely. I actually took some things out of it, which is a little, quite dangerous actually, I should say, and not recommended. And I siphoned it right into the water over here so I can actually lower some of the flame. And I'm going to check back in a few minutes. I'm going to actually open this up again, and we're going to continue to see if we can get it down to about 250 before I get the brisket on here. Okay, I've lowered this down quite a bit, just taking out some of the wood chips. You can see it's coming down temperature. Here's some smoldering things that I have over here. What I think I'm going to do is actually put the diffuser in. This was 40 bucks. I ordered it online. At first I didn't think I needed it. I did smoke something without it, and this makes a big difference. This helps to just balance out the heat quite a bit in the charcoal flame griller. So we'll put that. There we go. We've got a nice low stable temperature. We have smoke coming out of here. I'm going to open up this damper. Literally, look at that. That much. No more than that. I find that this just runs away super, super quick. Now, what's going to happen? This is at 200, but I'm not concerned. I think I can put the brisket on here. It's actually going to lower, but I think it's going to come back up, so we'll deal with that as we need to. Okay, so here is the brisket. I did the rub out on this last night, and this has been in the fridge just marinating with the dry rub on it. Just so you know, the recipe that I used was from the Neely's. I'm not going to pretend like I'm any big, great barbecuing person, but it is kind of fun at least trying to equate some of the different things that we find online that are quite common. Now this brisket's about 5.5 pounds. I actually cut it so that I can have one piece. It's going to be coming off probably a little bit earlier than this one, so this is probably around, I'm betting 3.5 pounds, and this is probably 1.5 pounds. So you can see the temperature is now at 200. We're going to check on this in about 15 minutes. We're looking for it to really be at 250. But I want this to be pretty stable with where I just put the damper, and I'll check back on it. As you can see, I have a huge mess I get to clean up now, so that will be the next step. Yeah, just as I suspected, this temperature is actually going to lower down. Very easy to go ahead and open that up just a touch. We're just going to open up the damper up here a little bit, and we're going to open this damper back here. So tiny. We'll check back. Here it is. It is 12:15. I've not even opened up the top once, but I'm going to now to go take a look. This is the first unveiling of my brisket, and I'm going to flip her over. Okay. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. Look at that. Not bad. All right. There's the flip. Uh-oh.
It appears edible.
I don't think we need to order pizza.
Not unless you really want to.
The other one is drier because it was thinner.